Hello, everybody.
Heyo.
Hi.
Happy 92nd episode of Sports and Spaghetti. We're feeling loose today. We're going to have a kind of scriptless show. We're just going to talk some sports. And Anthony and Nick have supplied us with some awesome wings.
I mean, I don't even want to... We can give you the concept. I think we've talked about this, how I've wanted to start the podcast based off of localized recipes and such. So there were 4 teams. When I had this idea, there were 4 teams left in the NFL. We had Kansas City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Buffalo. So what's better for the Super Bowl or the big game than wings?
And one thing that is better than wings are Jolly Ranchers, Anthony. This week's Jolly Rancher word of the week, well, we learned about it this week in science class in the 2 school days I've had this week out of a possible 4 as of tomorrow. And these things are the things in solids, liquids, and gases that are either vibrating in place, moving freely, or bouncing off of one another in a slow way. Okay? I'll give you a hint. The word starts with a P. So if you come to me at any point after listening or watching and you give me that word, you get a Jolly Rancher of your choice. Now back to the real food.
Okay, I think we should do eliminated teams first because it makes sense. But I've crafted one sauce per the region of teams. So we have traditional buffalo sauce from Buffalo, obviously. I have Kansas City style barbecue sauce for the Kansas City Chiefs. I have Mumbo sauce. It's a DC local specialty. I have that for DC. And we'll keep the Philly one a secret for a little bit until we taste it. Because Philly doesn't have their own flavor. They do, but don't worry about it.
And we got some fries, too.
There's going to be a good amount of editing in this. Do we have an empty for the bones, gentlemen?
I gotta tell you, from looking at...
You can use one of your fry containers.
Dump the fries in.
Oh, yeah.
From looking at this one here, these ones look like they just came that way.
They all kind of do, right? Right? Oh, no, you mean like there's no sauce on? Got it.
Like, no. It looks like
from a restaurant?
Like from the restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they all could be, but these ones look like a generic restaurant thing. I know they're anything but generic, though.
All right, so I want you boys
Where are we starting?
Start with I think the maker
Buffalo.
basic buffalo is a
All right.
basic.
We don't have to
starting
do
point.
any editing. All we got to do is try them. This is the Hangout episode.
True.
All right?
I've tried this sauce.
Just no
1,000
swearing.
times.
Buffalo?
That's buffalo.
What are you doing?
I'm just popping it on the fork.
Yes.
You know I need this. Now, one might ask, these are very buttery tasting. Did you use butter?
I did not. So, you guys want to know the whole... Let me keep chewing. If you guys want to know the whole recipe, check that out on our Instagram. We're going to post a recipe card for it. But give you a little hint. There is no butter in this sauce. Use margarine. And why do we use margarine? Nick, can you guess?
For texture.
Close.
That's part of it.
Part of it. So, when you heat butter up, as you would in a buffalo sauce,
facts.
the milk solids, they separate from the rest of the sauce. That's why anytime you see greasy wing sauce, there's most likely butter in it rather than the margarine.
So Anthony's, do we have a rating for each of these?
Yeah, we can rate all of them.
Beautiful.
You want to do it now or at the end?
Well, why don't we do each one?
Yeah, I agree.
So it's fresh.
Yes.
Because they're very different flavors. I'll go first for buffalo because I always defer to people. It's a classic. It's kind of everything I'd want a buffalo to be. Maybe I'd like it a little bit thicker. I'll go 9.
I'm gonna agree with that completely. I really like buffalo. That's like probably my favorite sauce.
It's always good.
And Anthony hit the nail on the head, I believe.
Yeah.
With that one.
It doesn't have to be thicker. I think I just like it a little bit thicker. But the flavor delivered. Excellent.
We're going 9s across the board. It's a straight 9.
You think it's a 9 as well?
It's a 9.
That's a fair assessment of your own.
All right, so the next one I want you guys to try is going to be this one right here. This one's a little different. I'll go in depth about it. This is a DC specialty. It's called Mumbo sauce. I don't really know how it got started. It's kind of a mixture. They use it at Chinese restaurants. It's a tomato-based sweet and sour sauce. So just give it a try. Let me know when we see.
Sweet and sour sauce. That's very interesting, Anthony. On a wing.
A little cold. Wish we had some more heat on it, but that's all right.
I'm almost getting a tomato soup vibe. What?
You were gonna drink.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just
A tomato soup vibe.
Let's put them in a pot. Let everything marry together. This is 1 can of tomato paste, 2/3 of a cup of ketchup, 2/3 a cup of white sugar. That is a lot of sugar. Heads up.
But sugar and ketchup is the base for sweet and sour.
You have a cup of pineapple juice, a cup of white vinegar, 1 lemon juice, a splash of honey, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon and a half of grated ginger, and a teaspoon of cayenne pepper.
Very nice. I got a lot of sour in that. Very good. Wow.
I agree.
It's very good on a wing. It almost tastes like a stir fry type of deal. Maybe not so much a stir fry, but maybe like a sauce, like almost it's duck sauce. It's basically duck sauce, thicker duck sauce. I like it. Like I said, I like that it's a thicker sauce to coat the wings. It had very nice coverage.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed.
The wing coverage was beautiful. That's what I was talking about with these ones. The coverage is immaculate on those.
Yeah.
And these. That's got good coverage. I'm going to say that's 8.3. Very good. Very, very unique. I've never had anything like that on a wing.
Yeah, I agree with Chris. It tasted very ketchup-y in my opinion. I'm going to go 7.8.
So I'm going to be a little overly critical of myself. You know how I get.
Yep.
I tasted all of these sauces 1,000 times trying to make sure they were good.
Yeah, you've been doing this a few days.
Yeah, about 2 days at it. The Mumbo sauce, I was terrified with. I didn't think it was going to be good at all. On a wing, it's actually pretty good. It is a little too tomatoey for me. So I'm gonna go 6.9.
I think that's a little harsh. I think that's harsh. I think it's better than that.
I agree.
But
I agree about the ketchup statement, but I don't think it goes down
now
to
ketchup.
I also hate ketchup.
Now ketchup. Have you ever had sweet and sour sauce?
I don't know.
I mean, it tastes really similar to a sweet and sour sauce because there's ketchup in that. Like when I make it at home for dinner, like sweet and sour chicken, ketchup is in that. I mean, I just really liked how thick it was. I really liked that. Nice job.
Yes.
All right, Anthony.
Thank you, fellas. So next up, Kansas City barbecue.
This is very, very exciting.
I'm really excited about this one.
Don't say anything until we try.
No, I won't. But I told Chris, you guys know I'm not a horn tooter. I will not toot my own horn. That can, and if I ever enter it, that will win competitions.
It's very unique.
That's a bold statement.
From the smell. I think I'm going to try a bone.
Just do boneless.
I'm going to try a boneless one of these.
I don't have a fork for you. I brought my own.
Oh, I'm just going to eat it. I don't care.
It was BYOU.
Oh, whatever. I'm going to try this one boneless because I like barbecue wings boneless.
Very interesting.
Would you call it award-winning?
It's hard for me to. I don't think I'm qualified to say because I don't like barbecue sauce. But it was good. I liked it.
I think in terms of uniqueness, it could win an award.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when you think of barbecue, that's not what you think of. And I tasted something specific in there. I tasted something that I know 100% is in there. And it's coffee.
Coffee? Really?
Yep. Immediately. There's brown sugar and coffee I taste.
So I'm going to call these, I don't know, we can call them Maple Espresso St. Louis wings. So this is, this is the first time I ever made barbecue sauce from scratch. And this was a process, right? So you take butter and I took half of a small onion and I just let that sit in the butter and just cook.
Spicy?
That's delicious.
My head is tingling.
You're getting old over there.
So it gets
No, it's good.
delicious all in there. Then you throw everything else in it. So 3 cloves of garlic, 2 cups of ketchup, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of vinegar, 2 tablespoons yellow mustard, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, some black pepper, and then I'm sitting there and I was tasting it and I was like, okay,
Woo!
I need something.
Big fan of that.
I need something else, right? So I go in the old pantry. I see maple syrup. I said, "Let's try that." So I squeezed some in. I said, "This is good." Going through my cabinet, and I have when I was in Hawaii, I bought Kona coffee.
Oh man!
And I'm looking at it, and I said, "This is fresh Kona coffee
Dude,
beans."
That's so special that we're eating with that in it.
I said,
Yeah.
"Let me throw some of those in." And I'm sitting there, and I said, "Hold on." In the Mexican culture, they make hot chocolate, but it's like actually spicy.
Right.
Yeah.
Mexican chocolate.
So
It's disgusting.
what do you use, right?
Delicious.
It's cayenne pepper. So I said, let me add some cayenne to this. So I added that and I let it simmer for about a half hour. Threw it in the blender, got it nice and smooth, and that's the sauce you're sitting on.
I keep getting like waves of flavor.
Because you get hit with a sweet, and then it's savory, and then it hits you with a spice, and then it goes sweet.
So good. 9-4. Look at this. Look how cute they are. I love them.
I'm going to be unbiased, and I will give you a 9-1.
Man, it's really good, man.
I got to go 9-3 just because I can't give myself the highest.
Would you order that?
No, because I don't like barbecue sauce.
Would you eat it again?
If it was the only option.
Yeah. If it said Ants KC barbecue wings,
Yeah.
would you be excited about eating that?
I'd be in the middle. Because I don't like barbecue sauce. So, like, it didn't hit for me. But on terms of, like I liked it, and it was very creative. And
So unique,
I can
right?
see how other people would like it. So I'll give it a 9-1.
Well, if we're talking unique, boys.
You're not going to get any more unique than this.
Yeah.
Okay, so it came to me, right? Philadelphia. What are they known for? Crazy fans, a great offensive line, of course. Food-wise, Pat's, Geno's, Philly cheesesteak. That's really it.
Don't tell me you made
So
a
I
Philly
said,
cheesesteak
how do
wing.
I make a Philly cheesesteak wing? I'm going to look directly into the camera. I need you to edit this. This is a call out. TK's, Ordinary Joe's, Blind Rhino, J. Timothy's. If you can, Pippa's. If you can make a sauce like this better than this, try it out. I dare you.
I haven't even tried it yet.
I'm the only one that's tried it. Okay. I want you guys to try it first, and then I'll go over the process.
I can't lie. I am actually a little scared to try it.
Scared? Oh, I'm not
am.
worried about this at all. It's going to be good.
Yeah, but all the other ones are like,
Normal.
yes.
A little cold.
I wouldn't call those two
It's a
normal.
little cold.
Yeah, to an extent.
little cold, but it'll hold up. Trust. Big trust. It is better.
Oh, there it is.
It is better hotter, but under
There it is. I finally got the taste of it.
no circumstance should this work.
So when I ate it, I just thought it was a salty wing. But,
It's because the sauce is cold. Absolutely because the sauce is cold.
when I just ate the sauce, I got the flavor. I would want to try that hot. Because cold, it just tastes like a salty wing to me. We're back, sort of. I'm going to try it with hotter sauce on it, like hotter temperature sauce. Nick, what'd you think?
It was really strange. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I liked it. It was very weird. I don't even know what to call how it tasted. Like I couldn't even compare it to something. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I definitely didn't like it. What's your opinion over there?
I don't know yet.
What? You had 2 wings.
I think Anthony, I love you. I didn't like it.
No? That's okay. Do you want to try just the
However-
sauce itself?
I don't like Philly cheesesteak.
Okay, so defeats the whole purpose of the wing. But, right, so let me try to walk you through what I'm getting when you eat it.
Okay.
Immediately, you get beef right off rip.
See, now that's the thing. The first thing I got was salt.
I actually didn't even put salt in it.
Did you put any cheese in there? Then it's there. It is.
A little bit of cheese.
I just got salt. And so I think, I don't know why, but I just taste salt the whole time.
I kind of agree.
It is a saltier sauce, which can be tweaked, right? So first thing, you're going to get a little beefy flavor. Then it kind of hits you with the peppers and onions. Finishes a little cheesy.
I get it. I got that when I had the boneless one.
Execution was not done right correctly.
I don't think there was a problem with how you did it. I just think maybe there's a reason why other people they don't attempt.
You think so?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because a Philly cheesesteak is beef and you're putting it on chicken. I don't know. It was my least favorite of the 4. I thought it was an awesome attempt. I just didn't like it myself. There's nothing wrong with how you made it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know if other people would like it because maybe it,
Carrot
people
sauce.
like weird wing sauces.
This carrot tastes like a piece of cardboard. Sorry.
TK's has a bunch of weird sauces, and I feel like people order them. So I don't know. Maybe it's just for a certain taste.
Anthony loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he did because he was really excited about it. And I would eat another one, don't get me wrong.
I didn't think I was able to pull it off. That's why I like it as much as I did.
I would eat more. It was just my least favorite of the 4. That's all.
Which is totally fair. I feel like the other 3 were above par.
The
That's
barbecue
true.
are way like my favorite by far. Nick, what do you think? What is your rating? He's not going to get mad. Just be honest.
I'm thinking of a number. I am. You go first. I'm trying to find the number.
2.9.
2.9.
I was love in my heart. Nothing but love for you. I gave you a 9.4.
This whole time I've been thinking 3.
I
so
get it, buddy.
I'll just
3
put
is
3
fine.
on the dot.
So I'm going with a 5.4. A little under.
Why do you not put it as high as the other ones? I'm curious.
So, in theory, right, when I'm trying this sauce, because this was there's no recipe for this sauce. This is all off the dome. I had to make this.
Yeah.
So, you want to toss this for me?
Which is impressive in itself.
Right, the fact that you came up with a new flavor of sauce is awesome.
So, what I had done, right, is through my taste test, I wanted this to taste like a Philly cheesesteak. I make Philly cheesesteaks all the time. We'll do an episode for that. That's what kind of started the podcast cooking. We'd cook for football Sundays, and I would make Philly cheesesteaks. And, I love them. They're really good. So, what I did to make this sauce is I started with half an onion, half a bell pepper, a little bit of beef stock, beef broth. I sauteed them. I let the beef broth kind of bubble for a little bit, almost to a boil. I added, this could probably be it right here. I added a beef bouillon cube. Could be where the salt came from. I think if I were to do it again, I wouldn't do the beef bouillon. But then I took that and I blended all that together. And I made this green. It looked like sludge. I was terrified. I didn't want to finish these wings at all. I was very, very upset, afraid, didn't want to do it. So I did that. From there, I took a little more beef stock, put that back in the pan, enough to make a sauce, right? And then I added some au jus, which is beef drippings. I added that, kind of let that cook down, or like a packet of the gravy, I guess. Kind of let that cook, and then I just very slowly added the green peppers. So I had the beef and I had the green pepper mixture, and I'm like, okay, this tastes like beef, and it literally tastes like beef and peppers. Cool. Where do I get the cheese? In Philly, they call it whiz. It's just cheese whiz. I used, how did it not separate? I used good old American Velveeta. Tiniest bit. I think it was maybe a tablespoon. I just needed enough to where there's like, you're like, oh, there's cheese here. Which I think I accomplished that. So trying it, right? I tried it and I was like, okay, beef, okay, vegetables, okay, cheese. This is what a Philly cheesesteak tastes like. I taste tested it a bunch of times. Had the mouse taste test it. She's like, this is it. Try it. I wish I had some wings to try it on because it is a little different. I think the wing itself makes the sauce a little saltier just based off of how it is. So I think, again, if I were to do it again, I would kind of cut back. Like I said, I didn't add any salt. I would cut back a little bit on like the bouillon stuff. But I would do it again. I would make this again. I feel like I can troubleshoot this and taste it a little better. But
I mean, that's how sauces are made, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this was version 1.1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not mad at the ratings. I absolutely get it. It's a weird wing sauce, but there's a way where this can become better, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad with my first attempt.
Nope, it's not the last time we've tried it on this pod either.
This is true.
Absolutely not.
So, out of the 4 wing sauces, our number 1 sauce at a score of a 9.27 was Kansas City Barbecue.
Not surprised.
Followed by the plain Buffalo, straight 9s across the board. Mumbo sauce, 7.6. And the Philly cheesesteak averages out to a lowly 3.77. But again,
With room to improve for sure.
guys, you didn't throw it up. You're not disgusted with it. I'm not
It
mad
wasn't
at
a
all.
0.
No.
Like, I feel like you would still eat that over a gnocchi.
Oh, that's not even close, man.
Well, to be fair, you ranked it higher than Ben's Bougie grilled cheese.
Ranked what higher than Ben's?
Philly cheesesteak sauce.
Yeah, 100%. That was trash.
Ben was so
fact,
happy.
Are all my that I destroyed his cheese?
No, he was so excited. I saw him last week, and he was like, "You made my grilled cheese, and you talked about me." And I was like, "Yeah, I got you."
Do we have all my ratings somewhere?
Not all of them, but I have a list of the ones since the new year.
Oh, okay. I wish we had them all somewhere because I feel like
I'm sure we can go back.
I've messed up something. Like
I'm sure we can go back.
I put like gnocchi over something that I
Nope,
wouldn't eat.
gnocchi was a 0.
Oh, it was.
It was a 0.
So
that's
was,
in your-
and
was
so was
sweet
sweet
potato.
potato. That was either a 1 or
No,
a 2.
sweet potato was like a 3, I think. Gnocchi was most definitely a 0.
Okay.
He thought he was eating a grub from Timon and Pumbaa.
Listen, I'm gonna bump your sauce up to a 3-1 if I gave sweet potato a 3.
We'll find it out.
That
3
was
is fine.
definitely better than sweet
Yeah.
potatoes.
3 is okay.
Yes.
So I think in the context, right, this sauce is probably something you would order at Super Bowl time if Philly's playing in it.
Yeah. I would try it. I'd be like, ooh, Philly cheesesteak. Although I don't like Philly cheesesteaks. But I like that. I would eat that over a Philly cheesesteak.
Dude, imagine going to like your local, sports bar, and those are like 4 wings special, like those 4 sauces. That would be gas.
sick
I
would
think that's
that
a banger of
be?
That would
4,
be
yeah.
gas.
Right?
If the Philly cheesesteak had some work, but yes,
And it will.
Guys, I really think it's just the salt.
probably.
I think it's just the salt.
Yeah. That bouillon cube probably did it in.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be magnified as much as it was
So what?
when it went on the wing.
It's totally fine.
Well, wings are salty, no?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah.
We troubleshoot. We try it again.
Oh my God, that's part of the fun of this.
Hell yeah.
You made that. No, it's awesome. It's so cool that you made 4 sauces that had to do with the last 4 teams in the NFL. Like, what a cool concept. Nobody else is doing that.
This is true.
No other podcast is doing that. We are Sports and Spaghetti.
Copyrighted.
One thing that should be copywritten is in no particular order. We've been doing it for
10
about
years.
a decade. He's been doing it for about a
10
decade.
years.
And that's when he talks about the good, the bad, and the eh. This is Mr. Chris Walker. This is in no particular order. Take us away, Chris. Is the only thing we have on the script.
So, I'm going to go off of this for a minute. I've been waiting to talk about this all day. And this is the okay? So, I saw a post today, and The Athletic and other organizations anonymously poll the players a lot. I love these things. They're brutally honest. So today, there was a list of the top 7 teams. 82 players were anonymously asked, which team would be number 1 on your no-trade list? Okay? Do either of you want to guess which one was number 1?
Is this football?
The NHL.
Oh, I apologize. The NHL no trade list.
And it's number 1 by a lot. In fact, almost 50% of players picked this team.
That's insane.
I got to think the Rangers. Rangers would be my guess.
The Rangers are 7th on the
Yeah, I was
list.
gonna say there's no way. It's New York.
The Rangers are 7th out of 32 teams.
That's impressive, but number 1 wouldn't. I would like to say Buffalo.
Buffalo is 3rd on the list at 19.51%. Excuse me, they're 2nd on the list. Very good. 2nd. So second place was 19% of players. First place is 48.78% of players. The Winnipeg Jets.
Care to explain?
Yes. The Winnipeg Jets play in an area where it's cold all the time and nothing happens. It's hockey and nothing.
Isn't that Buffalo? And they're trash.
Yes, but Buffalo's in New York. Winnipeg is far from everything.
That's true. That's true.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Manitoba, right?
Yes.
That's the province, yeah.
Manitoba. It's where Matty Barzal's from. He's from that area. Butch Goring's from that area. There's nothing. It's just freezing cold all the time for like 8 months of the year. So that's why. The other teams on the list were the Sharks, Flames, Senators, Ducks, and we said Rangers and Sabres already. 48% of the players asked said Winnipeg. Winnipeg's not even a bad team. They are
really good.
the best team statistically in the NHL this season.
Well, it's 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow will be 12.
Well, that's not all that different from here.
Tomorrow will be 12 with a low of -2. Friday will be 7 with a low of -12. Saturday,
-12?
Saturday. Oh, it gets worse. Saturday will be 3 with a low of -13. Monday will be -7 with a low of -24 degrees.
And there you have it.
And snow almost every day. That day with -24 degrees, that is with 11-mile-an-hour wind.
See, just don't wake up that day. See, -7's the high. That's just insanity.
The cold season lasts for 3.3 months from November 27th to March 5th, with an average daily high below 26 degrees. The coldest month of the year in Winnipeg is January, with an average high of 14 degrees and an average low of -1.
And there you go. And where it's slightly warmer, the Detroit Red Wings have really been hot. They've won 7 straight games. They are the good of the week, and they're the second hottest team in the NHL, behind the New York Islanders, who have won 8 of 9 and have won 8 of 10. The only team in the NHL to win 8 of their last 10 is the Islanders. We're talking about the Red Wings, though. They vaulted themselves into the first wild card spot in the East, and what's impressed me about the Red Wings' play is the way that they're winning games. So last night they played against Seattle, and they had a 4-2 lead early in the third, and they let Seattle come back and tie that game with like 3 minutes left, and then they went to a shootout and they won. They had the will to win, and they're doing it in all different ways. And it's only a matter of time before this team is a contender for real. They've got 3 20-plus goal scorers on their roster already. Raymond.
I'm assuming Sider and Larkin.
No, not Sider's a defenseman. Larkin and DeBrincat. That's who it is. DeBrincat.
Yeah, he's there.
Yep. And so DeBrincat and Kane playing together is a big deal. former teammates in Chicago. Just a great team, and they're the good.
Not only have they been hot, but they have had America's back after politically it has not been great with Canada and the U.S. Every U.S. team that is going into Canada is getting booed during the national anthem, and Detroit, 4 of their last 5 wins have been against Canadian teams, which is wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you for having the U.S.'s back.
You want to know who didn't have each other's back, Anthony?
Who's that?
The Buffalo Sabres did not have Tage Thompson's back when he got rocked. Absolutely rocked against the Devils. Jonas Siegenthaler. Stefan Nason. Nason was the man who laid the illegal check to the head of towering Tage Thompson.
6'7"
Okay.
Tage Thompson, I think.
Massive individual.
UConn. Product of UConn.
You bet. And so not only did they not react, right?
Nikki, did you see this?
I didn't.
There was no retaliation for this hit.
By the way.
This is the
Oh, okay.
This is the bad 2, actually. Bad 2.
Oh, okay.
There's 3 bads.
Oh my.
And one of them you're going to talk about. Okay? Because it's personal.
Huh?
It's personal to you. You're representing it.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that was.
So while Nick watches, I just want to explain what else happened. Okay? Don't react. I'm going to talk. So the Sabres decided they had a closed-door players-only meeting, Anthony, okay, after this. And they said, guys, we got to step up here. We got to do something about this. We got to have our teammates back. So what did they do? They played the Columbus Blue Jackets the next game. And at the opening face-off, decide to fight the Columbus Blue Jackets. Not only that, but I forget who did it, but it was against Columbus's Matthew Olivier, who's the best fighter in the NHL right now. Got absolutely steamrolled in the fight. The guy, I forget his name. Forgive me. I forget who it was. Idiots. Absolute idiots.
So, Nikki, what did you not notice happen? We can still continue to watch. What did you notice not happen after this hit?
Well, after the guy almost died,
Yeah, Thompson.
like quite literally almost died, his teammates seem to have just skated away.
Nobody
They just dispersed.
Nobody did anything.
As his helmet is flying through the air.
His helmet is literally sliding across the
It's
blue line.
still moving.
It's on the Hyundai logo.
And no
And
saber
there's no saber pushing, shoving. There's nothing. The trainer ran onto the ice and
Unabated to Thompson.
And there was nary a saber to defend their franchise player, one of the best
Wait,
young
that's their
players
franchise
in the
player
league.
too?
One of the best players in the NHL. The guy scores 40 goals like every season.
Yeah, and he's
way too good
like-
for that
I would
team.
demand a
He's
trade.
like 25,
I'd demand a
26.
trade instant. I would demand a trade instantly.
Yeah, well,
If he can even think that far.
don't. We're going to talk about trades in a little bit, but before that, we cannot finish this segment without the number 1 bat of the week. And I'm not laughing at Anthony for this, okay?
Oh, yes, we are.
No, I'm not going to kill Anthony for this.
No, I have a take on it.
Because he's got a take, and he was agreeing with me that this guy Ryan Hartman on the Wild is a clown, and I got a problem. Ryan Hartman was suspended for 10 games and fined nearly $500,000 for slamming Tim Stützle's head into the ice off of a face-off the other day.
Pull off that video.
I can.
It is a repeat offender situation. It's the second time that he's been involved in a similar altercation. He intentionally high-sticked an opponent off a face-off, I believe, last season. And the problem I have with it is the look of a smirk on his face after he did it and was assessed a match penalty. He gave a smirk as if to say it wasn't even that bad. And scum awful, get him out of here. The Wild don't need the distraction of this clown when they are trying to get healthy and when they're trying to get their best player, Kirill Kaprizov, back healthy and score goals. This is a terrible distraction. They've needed an enforcer to stand up to all the cheap shots taken at Kirill. I get it. But Anthony, there's no room in the league for this kind of nonsense.
So that's my thing. And do I think this is acceptable? Absolutely not. He said, I did it. If you watch, he goes, I didn't. Watch. I didn't. So,
You did.
There's no place in the league for this. He said he was using Stutzla. He was using Stutzla's back to get his balance back, is what he said. But this is not an issue if Kirill Kaprizov, who is the face of the Wild, and I mean he's realistically one of the faces of the NHL. This does not happen if he is not constantly getting cheap shotted with nothing in. He's always getting hurt, and it's always because he's getting cheap shotted. And nobody retaliates. The league doesn't do anything. So you're going to get players like Hartman finally come out. I understand it was not Stutzla's issue. He is not the one that injured Kaprizov. But you can't have, I mean, I'm like 95% sure the reason he pushed him down is because he had just gotten a slashing. I'm pretty sure Stutzla like two-hand slashed somebody.
So him and Stutzla were going at it in the previous period. They were going at it behind a play. There was some whacking and hacking between both of them. And Hartman wanted a call and didn't get one, and he retaliated by doing that. That's the problem. It's the way you retaliate, right? I sent Anthony a video of Chris Simon, formerly of the Islanders, two-hand baseball swinging his hockey stick at Ryan Holwig of the Rangers. And I remember the Islanders fans booing him when he returned from his 25-game suspension. They booed him off the ice, and I was right there on my TV booing as well. This is just a scummy Sean Avery type of play.
So one thing that I think is kind of funny about this is Hartman was not the one to appeal. The appeal process was started by the NFLPA, or NHLPA. The Players Association is appealing on behalf of him. Why? I have no idea. It's going to get overturned. They could appeal it, and an arbitrator could look at it and be like, guys, this is a repeat offender, and this was pretty bad, and he busted Stutzla open. 15 games. They can do that. I don't get it. Again, there's no place in the league for that, but I can see the frustration when your star is constantly getting injured by dirty plays and nothing is happening.
So let's injure the other team's star.
Listen, we're talking about a whole different conversation if Hartman scores goals.
This comes down to this: did Stutzla do anything to your star player?
No, not in this.
This shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but at the same time,
There's no but.
If Ryan Hartman scored 20 goals a season, you'd slap a captain's patch on his jersey and he would be Jamie Benn. Because Jamie Benn does stuff like this. Ben does stuff like this, but Ben scores goals.
I don't excuse Ben just because he scores goals.
But
He's a dirty player too.
nobody looks at him like a rat because he scores goals.
Oh, we do. On this podcast, we do.
Everyone looks at him as a rat.
All the homies.
People look at him as a rat.
All the homies
Everybody that sees through it, he knows he's a rat.
Everyone knows Marchand's a rat, even though he's one of the top players.
And Marchand looks like a rat, too.
Is a rat.
Yeah.
The Kachucks are rats.
They can be as good as they want. I don't care. If they play dirty, then they're rats.
We go back to this conversation a lot. There are a few in the NHL that are not rats about it. Ryan Reeves, Matt Martin, formerly Cal Clutterbuck, they were not rats. They hit hard, they get into their fights, they're enforcers, but they play the game right.
Correct.
There's not many left. There were other heavy hitters back in the day that weren't rats. They were just tough to play against. And,
Cronwall.
Oh, my God. Nicholas Cronwall, are you kidding me? A Cronwallian hit. Of the Red Wings, formerly of the Red Wings.
He's in all the hit compilation videos.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Scott Stevens, right? I mean, all these guys, they're even guys like Shea Weber back when he first started playing. These are just guys that are big hitters. They'll throw the gloves down and fight, but they do it right. And so Ryan Hartman is if you know, you know. He's a wannabe thug. If you know, you know. At school, he's a wannabe thug. In my opinion, a bum, as Grammy would say.
A bum.
He's a bum.
He's a bum.
Nick, I got it. What?
So it was a good little segment.
I have a question for you, Nick.
Talk. Ask.
Why you have a Mavs jersey on today?
Because I really like Luka Doncic. He's one of my favorite players.
And I would be remiss, and my students would all yell at me if I didn't bring this up.
Did something happen to him?
Luka Doncic was traded
To whom?
to the Lakers.
So we must have got like LeBron and someone else, right? Or something crazy.
Oh, there was not to be a LeBron.
Oh.
Not even Bronny.
Nary a James in that package.
There were no Jameses involved in that.
So whom did the Mavericks end up with?
A whole lot of nothing. And so this is a little bit of an op-ed piece. What do you think about all this?
This is ridiculous. This is the worst trade in NBA history, maybe in all of sports history. First of all, this should have been the only bad of the week. No, this should have been like the good, the bad, the and the worst. The worst of the week, the worst of all time was the worst. No, honestly. I'm like both angry and sad about what has transpired over the course of this week.
So is Luka Doncic's father. Did you see that?
I didn't, but
His dad called out the league.
So there's been a lot of call outs. So apparently
deservedly so.
apparently Luka was not going to accept the Supermax the Mavericks gave him. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't know if you saw his response to that.
He wanted nothing to do with the Mavericks.
I don't know if you saw his response to that.
I did not.
A reporter asked him about what you just said, and he said, absolutely not.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he said he was going to, though. The reporter asked him, like, oh, there's reports that like you weren't going to do this, and he said,
Oh,
I
yeah.
never
he was
said
like,
that.
He was never going to sign, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a bad organizational move, and it has set the Mavericks back so far.
They have forfeited. They are returning $2,000 per season ticket holder that want to cancel their season tickets.
That is true. And let it also be known, Anthony Davis was who they traded him for.
Yes.
Not Anthony Davis nor Luka Doncic were informed prior to this trade happening, which is terrible on its own.
So
For two players of that caliber, too.
Do you believe? Well, this is the first time in NBA history that
That's
two
also true.
players that were a first team All NBA
Yep.
have been traded for each other in during a season.
That is true.
Now, do you think the reports of LeBron having nothing to do with this are true?
Yes,
You think LeBron had nothing to do with this trade?
correct.
I don't know the answer to that question, but
If you like watch any interview with the Mavs GM, you would understand that LeBron had nothing to do with it, and the Mavs GM is actually just a goon.
Still, though, Luka is already, he has not even laced up the shoes, and he is quite possibly the best player LeBron has ever played with.
Okay.
Yes, he played with Dwayne Wade. Yes, he played
why
with Chris
would
Bosh.
LeBron
I
want
get it.
him on his team then?
Why would you not? So now it doesn't have to be the LeBron show like it was.
What do you mean? AD has been his number 2.
Yeah, but how good of a number 2 has AD been?
He's been very good this year. He's been very efficient. I mean, Anthony Davis is not a bad player.
No.
This isn't a bad trade because of that. It's a bad trade because Luka Doncic is generational. He's once in a lifetime.
Exactly.
And AD is injury prone. He's 31 compared to Luka is 25.
Luka's younger than all of us, I think, right?
Yeah, he's our age. Well, my age.
He's Nicky's
my
age.
Yeah.
It's
he's
insane.
gonna be the face of the Lakers the next decade, at least.
And it was supposed to be the Mavs.
Yeah. He's always said Dallas is home. He in his goodbye message.
Yeah. He just bought it's like $2 million house, something like that. just bought one like the month or the week prior.
The
Whatever it was.
fact that he wasn't informed is really scummy.
Well,
There's so many theories too, because like there was like some billionaire wanted this to happen or something. Like that's this big conspiracy right now. I don't buy into the conspiracies, but it's still the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense that somebody would want him not on the team. The guy's like, again, he's generational.
He's untouchable.
Yeah.
The definition of
Yeah.
Steph, untouchable. Jokic, untouchable. Shea, untouchable. Luka, better than basically all of them, probably. I mean, he's always in the MVP races. Why are we trading?
I mean, he brought Dallas to the finals with Kyrie. That's about
Last
it.
year.
That's about it.
Last season.
It's wild. It's a wild thing.
Also, I don't know if you saw the interview. Probably not. The GM and Jason Kidd did an interview together.
I saw that.
And the GM was like, did you like tell Jason Kidd about this before you did it? And he was like, no, me and Jason are always on the same page, and he knows that I'm gonna do what's best for the team. Like, and he approved what I did. And Jason's just there like not saying a word.
Like, I cannot believe you just traded my best player.
Right. What am I going to do now?
So, NFL awards are coming up. We were talking about how Luka's always an MVP candidate. This is a big talking point of the NFL. Who is your MVP this year? You want to say it on three? We all going to say it on three?
All right.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Josh
Taylor
Burrow.
Swift.
Who would you say?
Joe Burrow.
Okay, he's the luge.
Take Joe Burrow off the Bengals. What do they do?
Nothing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take Lamar Jackson off the Ravens. What are they going to do?
Did you hear who I said?
Yes.
Yeah, we're just.
Oh. No, I have a real one.
Take Josh
Saquon
Allen.
Barkley's my MVP.
Respectable.
I like that.
Take Josh Allen off the Bills, and what are they going to do?
They're going to be average. They're going to be.
At best.
They're going to be. Yeah. They're not. They're going to be still going to be
So
better.
nothing.
They're still going to be better than the Bengals. Take Lamar off the Ravens. The Ravens are still going to have a 1,200
I think
yard
Anthony
rusher.
has a crush on Joey Football.
I think so too, because listen to me right here.
Guy's a good quarterback. Man.
Okay, so who is the best receiver on the Bengals?
Jamar Chase.
His house just got robbed.
Is
Again?
he?
Yes.
Is he a top 2 wide receiver in the league?
I think he's top 2 and he's not 2.
Okay. So
He-
who is the Bills' best wide receiver?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I get it.
Listen, his house just got robbed along with Travis Kelce's. Kelsey just he just like bought $13,000 in guard dogs. And
He seems like the type of guy to own a Cane Corso.
yes. Or one or two
Yeah.
tree Cane Corsos, which are beautiful
This is my
dogs.
dog, Sniffles. Like, okay, Travis, thank you.
Sniffles will rip your head off. And yeah, so there was like this ring, and the ringleader was just arrested.
The Chilean Nationals, right?
I think Doncic's house was one of them too.
I haven't been.
There
paying
is
attention
a
to this.
number.
Yeah, I
of,
saw the one where they arrested the guy. It was at a traffic stop, but he like matched the description. They arrested him. He was wearing Bengals gear.
Yes.
He was a Chilean national or whatever from Chile. I think it was Chile.
Yes, something like that.
And they were like, yeah, man, you're literally wearing a Bengals hat. We know you did it. But yeah, he would apparently look for like property records of
Yes.
what they bought because it's all public.
Yeah.
And they had this elaborate scheme. It was very elaborate, and they would like go in their house and they'd wear all this like spy gear. I swear to God, and they would just jack all of their valuables. It's like the rings, they're like championship rings. Kelsey's rings are gone.
Wham.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Oh, wham.
Yeah, we'll get another one. So Saquon, I understand it. Talk a little bit about it.
Again, when it comes down to if he wasn't on the team, how would they do? The guy had an unbelievable season, and making it even better is the fact that he leaves the Giants and then and then comes over here and has a once in a career season for a team that's now playing for a championship, and they're going to lose because that's the way the NFL is. It's rigged, obviously. It's going to be like 41-38 on the last-second field goal. You don't even have to watch the game.
And it's going to doink in, too.
Right. You know how it's going to go.
And there's going to be like a holding call right before that.
Yeah. Anyway, but
did
Saquon is just I think
Do you want him to win, or do you think he's going to win?
I want him and think he's going to win.
Okay. I think they're going to give it to Josh Allen. I want Joe Burrow.
I think it's going to be Josh Allen, but I would want Josh Allen or Saquon.
I would love to see Saquon win it
But it's
just to
just never
stuff
gonna
it
be
into the
running back.
Giants fans.
Did you see what he said to
bit more.
See what he said to? So the NFL is doing the best thing with media. They have given Jameis Winston a mic in New Orleans, just let him run around wild. So he was interviewing Saquon, and he's like, "Yo, Saquon, I'm a free agent. I don't have a job right now. Where do you think I should go?" And Saquon responded with, "I think New York needs a quarterback," with a smirk on his face, and he was like, "I think the Giants need a quarterback." Dude, it's awesome. I love the disdain he has for that team because,
And it's rightfully so. They wasted the beginning of his career.
guys, we are in. I don't think you realize if Saquon and Philly wins this Super Bowl and Saquon has one or two more seasons, like not even this good, just around this good, he is gonna be in GOAT consideration.
Absolutely. And what kills me is how he fell into relative obscurity in the last 2 seasons before this. People stopped even acknowledging him, and he's still putting up 100-yard, 90-yard, 80-yard performances week in and week out on the terrible Giants, but fell into obscurity because of the team he was on. Nothing he was doing mattered. It didn't matter. Now he's showcasing exactly why he's the best running back in the game. Had the best season of any running back, in my opinion. And I'm not even a Philly fan, and Wasserman's going to be like, "Oh, this is great." But honest to God, he's my MVP of this season.
Again, I think if Saquon, if he has another 1,500-yard season, maybe 2 1,500-yard seasons, he will go down as he'll be in the conversation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's already elite. He's already made it to that plateau.
I mean,
Which he should be able to do on the Eagles.
in his career, 1,546 rushes, 7,200 yards. He averages 4.7 yards a rush.
What was his
48
final
touchdowns.
total this season?
2005. He missed Dickerson's record by like 40-something.
Right. 2,005 yards, man.
On 345 rushing attempts.
Dude, that is, again, that's an MVP caliber season. And I'm not discrediting either of your choices.
I
I
agree.
think we have 3 really good ones.
So
And,
the awards will be out by the time this comes out. The NFL Honors is actually tomorrow, Thursday the 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern. So we'll know. So this will be irrelevant here. One thing that's not going to be irrelevant conversationally is the Super Bowl. This game is this episode comes out the day before the Super Bowl.
That's right.
What are your picks?
Chiefs 41-38. And I'm not happy about it, and I'm rooting for the Eagles.
I'll go Chiefs 28-24.
It's actually funny you said that. I have Philly 28-24.
I'm glad you picked Philly
I am
because
too.
one of us needed to pick them. And I don't think either of us are picking the Chiefs necessarily because we want them to win.
I do.
I wanted the Chiefs to win last season. I wanted them to win the season before. But if you know me, then you know why I would like Philadelphia to win this year. And it's because I don't like the same team winning all the time.
This Philly team is just it's built different.
I guess we're going to see just how different they're built, right? It's going to be interesting because all these other teams that are built different, and to be fair, Buffalo was kind of one of those built different teams this season. And then we talked about it last week. Calls start going. Calls start falling a certain way.
And have you guys seen the NFL is like they're going over the top to make sure like the officials are putting out statements. They're like, it's crazy that you think this is rigged. It's like,
Yeah.
open your eyes for like 30 seconds and you'll know why we're seeing what we're seeing.
Watch a play in the fourth quarter. Any play.
Dude, it's never like 1st and 10. Oh, now we got hit. Here's the penalty. No, it's always like third and 4. Somebody's gonna jump off sides. Automatic first down. Right away.
First play of the drive too.
Yeah.
Not at the end.
It's
right.
like first
like we
drive,
said last
yeah.
week, it's the play that doesn't matter in the moment, but it ends up being a deciding factor and scores points.
Because
when
somehow,
they need it.
somehow the Chiefs sit on the ball for 8 minutes, and then you're like, oh, okay, I guess so.
Right, and suddenly now there's 2 minutes left in the game,
Yeah.
and you can't come back. So I hate saying that, but I think a last-second field goal wins it for the Chiefs.
And who is your Super Bowl MVP?
Patrick Mahomes.
I would have to go Patrick Mahomes.
My Super Bowl MVP.
Please.
Quinyon Mitchell.
I knew he was gonna say something wild.
He's a cornerback for Philly. I think they're going to test him.
Plus 17,000.
I think they're going to test
money
him.
on it.
I think they're going to test him, and he's going to have a last-second pick that wins the game.
Well, that
You
gives
know
him
how
an
it's-
MVP.
They gave Malcolm Butler one
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He's the only play he made all game, all season,
all career.
career.
One other fun fact I want to talk about because we're getting a little thick on time.
And then we're done after this.
One more little fun fact I want to talk about. In the last 10 Super Bowls, the team traveling west has won it.
This guy, man.
The team traveling east obviously has lost it. Philly is traveling west.
West.
Kansas City is traveling
Traveling
east.
east to New Orleans.
So this is the first. It's 10 years over the last 10 Super Bowls. It's been a thing
every single season.
every single season over the last 10.
I don't know where you dug that one up, but that's good stuff, man. That's the reporting we need. Yes, Nick.
I have a last fun fact. I am actually very excited to play our games, and we do have games. Check them out on TikTok.
They're doing well.
They are.
Yeah, doing pretty good. It's nice to have visibility
Yep.
again.
We have Anthony's up. We have mine up. Nick's is ready. It's scheduled.
It's in
Flying
the
down the
wings.
pipeline.
On Tuesday, his game will be up. And Nick's is a fun one. Hey, let's talk about some Grammys Grinders of the Week. Anthony?
All right, so I'm glad we talked about it because I have him on the script and I have one word next to him. My Grammys Grinder of the Week is Lakers General Manager Rob Pelinka. The only thing I have says fleece.
Yeah, it's all
He
you
has
need.
acquired a generational talent for peanuts. Rob Pelinka, you are Grammys Grinder. He also looks just like Rob Lowe. I don't know if you knew that.
I think I did.
Uncannily like Rob Lowe.
Nick, who's your Grammys? Oh, my.
That's what I'm saying. He looked like Rob Lowe could play this man in a movie.
Wow. Wow. All right, Nick, who's your Grammys Grinder?
My Grammys grinder is Solo Ball of the UConn men's basketball team. He is solo carrying this team, and he is averaging 15-3-1 on 47 and 45 splits. He just had a gigantic game against Marquette, dropping 25, 11, and 3 with 7 3-pointers.
Wow.
He actually won that game for them, and most of those points came in the fourth quarter. Or the second half, excuse me. Solo Ball, my Grammys grinder.
Mets just re-signed Pete Alonso.
Ilya Sorokin. Ilya Sorokin. He's the first star of the week in the NHL this week. The first time an Islander has been the first star all season. And why not? You know, they've won 8 of their last 9 for the first time in almost 4 seasons. 4 wins, 1 shutout, over 100 saves in his past 4 games, and a .970 save percentage over those 4 games. He's also won 7 straight starts himself. 7 straight games. There was the one where Hogberg got injured before overtime, and he faced 1 shot, and they won in overtime. 7 straight games he's won. And why would I not have him be my Grammys Grinder of the Week?
Did you guys know Chris was an Islanders fan?
I didn't.
Like, why would he not
put
be?
down.
Ilya. That's my guy right there.
It's a good choice.
Thank you.
It is.
Right? It's not out of the ordinary. I mean, he
No.
deserved it. This has been Sports and
That was
Spaghetti.
a good one.
The Hangout. It was definitely hands off. We had a lot of good stuff, and I'll let Anthony finish that in a minute. Do this.
Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next video.
Thanks, Sabrina. Follow us on TikTok at Sports and Spag Pod, and follow us on Instagram at Sports and Spaghetti Pod. Anthony, take us away.
Alrighty, we had a good one today. We had 4 different kinds of wings. That's Nikki. That's Chris. I'm Ant. As always, take care of your loved ones. Wing it on, baby. And as always, stay full.